Wow. My co-op with Sean has been getting a lot of attention lately.
Hey, Supersonic Word 15, I actually have some material for us to do.
Fucking Christ alive, my goddamn face. Dick! Well, I guess Sean still hasn't found out how to sound like a person yet, and to show you how much worse this is than it actually seems, allow me to put this into perspective by playing this from his first response to Ryan.
The acting wouldn't feel unnatural if Sean put some energy in his vocal cords. Hey Sean, I know what the problem is now, even though I knew this after you gave me the audio. You basically rushed your lines and you gave it to me on the same day. How long were you recording your lines? 30 minutes or less? You know you can take your time with this. It's not a race. I know you got school and all, but dude, that commentary wasn't going anywhere. Just take your time.
So, isn't it kind of fishy that Sean still reads his lines in a way that puts planks of wood to shame, and Sonic Ward is still letting this in the final video?
Is the Alt-CC significant to the community?
All joking aside, I kind of want to shift this towards my own perspective for a bit. Remember when I thought I was wrong on Sonic Ward shifting blame on Sean for the sake of it, only to turn out to be correct because Sonic Ward still let certain mistakes happen in the final product, so he should be held equally accountable? Yeah, thanks for helping me realize that within the first 10 seconds of the video. Quick shoutouts to him and Illinois Guy 34 for, indirectly, making me think something that wasn't even true at all. Though Sonic Ward, I can give you a pass since you at least attempted to hold yourself responsible, but I'm actually dragging this out and I've opened enough cans of worms as is, so let's move on.
For real? What's the material?
It's actually going to be a double feature commentary. The first one we are covering is by Obscurian, aka Blaze of Arcana, and spoilers, in the video he mostly talks about you, and the second video is actually by Awesomeness45, and don't worry, he mostly talks about us, and they commentated on our co-op on Awesomeness45.
Well, okay then. I guess I'll give it a watch then. Wow. Just wow. Sean, I'm glad you came here, and just for that, I'll accept the challenge. Let's do it, Sean!
So, co-op?
Yee! Okay, if I can be that guy, the way you introduce the material is gross. It's just, man, am I sucking all kinds of penis. Dude, there's this weeb hell that likes your silky touch and a black man that didn't lube up. It's time for a commentary! Alrighty, Roo, let's man the rubber chickens! Huh. You know, when I word it like that, it's almost like I made introducing the commentary somewhat interesting! Like, holy dicking gaylords, could you have not written a more basic and uninteresting way of providing context? Spice it up, do something! Hell, this is coming from the guy that did the co-op with the past self, or hell, just sound like you give a shit! Please make Mama Doodles proud already!
I'm still here, you know!
Delete!
Wait, who is Doodles, and did you just call them Mama?
What did I just say? Actually, before I continue, I want to make note of something. Immediately after your intro card, you point out all the videos done on your original co-op. Now here's a question. Why in the name of Billy from down the street did you all tell us who you're covering in what amounts to 3 occasions, all within the span of a minute and a half? You pointed out that Ryan was one of the people who covered your original co-op, and the funny thing is that he brought up the exact same issue I'm pointing out now. And you even said, clear as day,
I've already did a response video to Ryan stating that I agree with everything he said.
Granted, back then you used up more time, but I would argue it's just as bad now because the repetition is even more noticeable. Well, slap this video's ass and call it the Titanic because this shit's already sinking.
We are actually going to be covering Obscurian's video first because his name is first in the title of our video.
Oh!
And his video actually came out before Awesomeness45's video.
But I'm going to be covering Obscurian's video by myself. Sean and I are going to be covering Awesomeness45 together, so yeah, no confusions.
No, fuck you, I actually have multiple confusions. My confusion dick is bigger than yours. What's with all the innuendos today? So you're covering the bad videos made on your co-op and you wanted to have it be a co-op in turn. So what stopped you from making the whole thing into a co-op? Did you just have more to say than Sean? Was he really not interested in covering it? Did you both have a stroke? And by that I mean you didn't have like a stroke each. I mean that you have a total of 1 stroke for 2 people because, I don't know, horse on snail action is funny. I mean, I know in the intro skit you say that Obscurian mostly talks about Sonic Ward, but that's not really an implication that he would be tackling it alone, now wouldn't it? I know that just because someone's an already established co-op partner, it doesn't automatically mean that we have to have the whole thing be a co-op, and I will absolutely concede that this might be just a me thing, but the fact that it is happening, and I don't even fucking know why, I don't know, it just seems a little off, don't you think?
I would also like to state that Sean and I are not trying to damage control this co-op. We simply saw a bad commentary on it and decided to commentate on it. Here are the degrees for Obscurian's commentary on us first. Now I'm going to be explaining more about Obscurian's video. Sorry for the extra exposition. Hey there, Blaze, or should I call you by your preferred name? Obscurian. Before we begin, I would like to confess something. Once I send a comment in a video, either I'm lying about how good your video is, or I'm just blind by guilt to see how bad it is. And in this case, Blaze, it was both. Sorry if I lied. I don't usually hurt people intentionally, but either way, it was going to happen sooner or later.
I'm sorry, what? Editor, you fat face, give me the definition of lie. Okay, so if I'm interpreting the situation right, you just so happen to not only intentionally spread false info, but unintentionally spread false info. You know what? I think that I'm mad.
Don't worry, man. I saw the description and everything. Let's get started.
Don't worry, Gary, I'm also contemplating everything I do.
Huh. So that's what happens when you mesh stand Mads editing with a background. Yeah, I believe you once said you use Vegas Pro 11, but as someone who has used Vegas Pro 11 before, this feels like it's edited out of Movie Maker or a really bad editor. I don't know what it is. The text, extremely slow keyframes, the intro just feels extremely awkward to look at, and like, Vegas Pro can handle a lot more. Oh, and top of one of the worst songs you could use, this feels like a failed rough draft what could have been, at best, okay intro.
Are you really criticizing the music I use? 1. That's really subjective. Something that you don't find good but can be good to someone else.
Okay, if I can play devil's advocate, Obscurian states this right after he points out the music complaint.
This feels like a failed rough draft what could have been, at best, okay intro.
Which would imply that if you just edited the intro better, then Obscurian would have likely looked past the music choice since, you know, you would have had a decent intro. And you know what? There's actually more wrong with that point, and I'm honestly surprised he didn't point it out. Obscurian. Yeah, can I get a fucking, idea on why you think this is one of the worst song choices for an intro? You know what? I have 2 hands as far as I'm aware. Let me guide you as well on how you could have further drove the point home. The fact that the intro is slow, there are better instances where you could have made the appropriate cuts so your intro would come off more naturally with the music. Really, it's less that the music choice is bad, and the bigger issue is that it could have complemented the music so much better.
And 2, I might as well tell you why I use this music. I wanted to capitalize the setting of Sean in the past when he used to use this music.
You do realize that telling him why you used the song doesn't negate Obscurian's point about it being bad, right? I could kill a man, but it doesn't matter if I killed him because I thought his camo pants looked fucking stupid and I wanted them. I still fucking killed a man!
I know I don't have camo pants, but can I please not be that man you killed?
Oh, you're so funny!
If it was a point about how bad the intro moves, I would understand.
Which is exactly that.
I don't know what it is. The text, extremely slow keyframes, the intro just feels extremely awkward to look at.
Not only that, but was actually his main point. Hey! Yeah, there's a funny little thing I didn't catch as I was scripting this, so I guess post-Ty is now in the commentary canon. If you want to claim that I'm some sort of ripoff of Ryan and to an extent George Raccoon, then go for it, but you would essentially be saying that I'm ripping them off because I caught something mid-editing. So I'm a winner! So in the description of Sonic Ward and Sean's co-op, it raises awareness that Sean was in fact of the slow-moving pictures complaint, and that Sean meant that it would have been okay if Obscurian talked about that only. First of all, your point in the video was some jank-ass wording if I've ever heard any, and secondly, well, my next interjection actually goes into more detail over how important this can actually be, so yeah, kind of pointless in hindsight to dedicate a post-Ty section if the meat of it is actually coming, but, you know, it's better that I at least raise awareness of the description while I can, so, I'm sorry. Ha, no I'm not.
But why are you complaining about the music? Is it such a big deal?
Actually, you can argue yes, it can be a big deal, because depending on your music, whether or not it's slower than the average commentary intro, it leaves with a thinner tightrope to walk on because you still have to make an interesting intro with it, especially when you consider how most commentary intros have faster-paced songs as their foundations. Now, this is under the assumption that Obscurian meant that your song choice is bad because it's slower, because as I said, there's dicking dick all that supported this claim. But let's say that Obscurian's issues with the music isn't that it's slow. My only other guess is that it's weeb music. If that's the case, then everyone did an awful job of conveying their point, because nobody knows what Obscurian meant, and Sonic Ward and Sean didn't try to come up with possibilities, so they decided to pull the subjective card and call it a day. Which, yeah, I can understand, but not only was it a bare-bones argument, but you can even argue that Obscurian was actually stating his own opinion.
He only used it in his skipping card, but I wanted to do something special by putting it as an intro card and keeping it as a skipping card.
Okay, hold on. I already went into how there being a reason doesn't negate it being bad, but what in the actual hell is happening here? You started your point, and then Sean came in and said a thing that had nothing to do with your point, not even supporting it, might I add, and then you finished your point. Why was Sean's point where it was? Why didn't you just stick it at the end of your thought? Also, when you had that text up saying that Sean will assist you with a point, why give him a point that can easily be said by you? Did he come up with it? Well, you could have just credited him and Sean's appearance during this section wouldn't be as jarring. I know it's not the biggest deal in the world, and again, maybe it's just a me thing, but still, if you're gonna establish an unordinary structure, it would help that it, you know, still had some decent structure. God damn it, you blue fucks.
Now about the Sony Vegas thing, you said I used Sony Vegas before because of my words, right? Sure, I have Sony Vegas, but there's just one little problem with that. I said more than that. If you watch my original commentary on Dplex or watch DigitalTy's commentary on me, I specifically said I have VideoPad and Sony Vegas. I use VideoPad and Sony Vegas and I have almost 500 subs. And this is why research is good for you! So basically you can make the assumption that I was using VideoPad. Maybe next time you should have looked into my commentary so that you can get the idea.
Okay, the way you went about arguing this bugs me. Specifically the part where you said maybe you should have looked into your commentaries, which gives me the slight implication that he didn't actually get this info from your commentary as you speculated. Now I have two possibilities, each with their own points. Let's say that he didn't get the idea that you have Sony Vegas from said commentaries. How in Satan's left foot would Obscurity know to look from this info in a random fucking commentary of yours? Or hell, even from another person's channel? If it was like a tweet, or hell, in a commentary about video editors or some shit, I would understand. But this is on the equivalent of saying, well, there was this leopard skin jacket at the soup store, you should have looked harder, you dickhead. And you know what? Even if he did see your video on Dplex or DigitalTy's video on you do realize that you saying you have VideoPad and Sony Vegas make you even more on the wrong, right? Going back to Obscurian's point, Vegas has a lot of features to help you make more interesting visuals, and yet you admitting that you have VideoPad on top of Sony Vegas changes what exactly? You have the software, but imply that you didn't even use it for the intro. In fact, why even use VideoPad when you have a much better editor right there? Is there something that VideoPad has that Vegas doesn't? Watch, this is gonna be proven wrong in this fucking reaction video or something.
You also say you used to use Sony Vegas Pro 11. Glad you knew the differences between Sony Vegas and Movie Maker, but just to let you know, dude, if I was using Windows Movie Maker, the editing wouldn't be as decent as VideoPad.
Implying that he implied that you did use Movie Maker? Part of his point was that the intro felt like it came from Movie Maker. In fact, we need to take this into account.
So that's what happens when you mesh Dan Mad's editing with a background.
It further supports that notion, since the with a background part implies that he knows that you couldn't have done this with Movie Maker, since the old bastard can't support image-on-image layering.
Hey guys, Sean S here, and I'm back to making commentaries. So remember when I did a commentary on Alexander? Yeah, that didn't get good reception, but today I'm going to take a look at myself again after a year.
Dude, wait a minute, why are you doing a commentary on yourself after a year ago? That's just pointless.
Hey Sean, remember when you wanted to get this video off your chest, right? Well, you made a good point, but yeah, Austin is 45. You should have let him finish before you interject.
And also, you're getting on me for doing a commentary on myself, and yet you did the exact same thing back then. That's exactly what Nightmare Cagmine called you out on.
Excuse me, Professor, how does hypocrisy make him wrong? I mean, sure, you could be taken less seriously, but how does that make him wrong automatically? Which, from what I'm getting from your point, seems to be what you're trying to do. And other professor that's just here, how does the fact that he wanted to get it off his chest debunk the point that self-commentaries aren't really that good? And I can even bring up the fact that since this video is already covered by people like BZS Hero and Lance, Sean may be bringing up stuff that already could have been said.
Pretty much anyone can debunk Sean's point, but as for me, I wasn't really making a point. Ryan knew I wasn't trying to make a point out of that, even though he had two possibilities.
Actually, no, not really. Because why would Gendam refer to your statement as a point?
Now, the second possibility is what they consider the more possible one. That his point was lost in wording, and what he meant was that Sean in his commentary on himself explains that he's commentating on himself for the reason of getting it off his chest.
Whether Sonic Ward is ultimately right or wrong, trust me, I'll get to that in a minute, that still doesn't mean he knew you weren't making a point.
You gotta have more possibilities because you never know if there might be another solution, despite my poor wording.
What?
I was referring to Sean's original commentary on Halo Fan when Halo Fan didn't let him finish his point. Halo Fan always jumps the gun and never seemed to just stop and listen. Can't wait to commentate on him next.
Okay, let's look at your text. You say you were actually correct on the getting it off your chest argument? Well, wouldn't that mean that the getting it off your chest thing was actually a point? Because arguments and points are pretty goddamn synonymous? And if that's not what you meant, you also said that Halo Fan should have let Sean finish before he interjected, which also kind of sounds like a point. And let's say that you really and truly weren't making a point. Why does it matter? Obscurian obviously took issue with what you said. If it's a problem worth pointing out, then it's a problem worth pointing out. Except that in this case, it really wasn't, because there's yet another way you could have debunked Obscurian, and yet again, I'm surprised you didn't point this out, because your text was so close to it. He said that doing a self-commentary for the sake of getting it off Sean's chest doesn't debunk how Halo Fan said self-commentaries are not that good, when Halo Fan never even said they were not that good, just pointless.
Dude, wait a minute, why are you doing a commentary on yourself after a year ago? That's just pointless.
Which, yes, the misinterpretation of Halo Fan's wording is important, since Obscurian's examples of people that covered Sean's video don't actually mean shit in the grand scheme of things, because Sean could very well bring up points that BZ Oscuro and Lance did not, at least when going by with what you're saying. Now granted, Sonic Ward and Sean didn't do a good job covering Halo Fan's points, but Gandam the Twat and his kike mother already went into that, so I'd rather just link the specific point in the description, just in case you viewers really want to be caught up to speed.
The next time, find a different avatar to choose. Oh my god, that Sean Con is not a good idea to use one avatar at all. In the background, no. Just no.
Alright, Sean. Since you didn't have nothing to say on his final thoughts in your earlier video, I'll do it. Austin is 45. Can you explain why his avatar is so bad and his background is just no? Because seriously, how can you help him out in the future if you're just going to say everything is bad? Examples? Use them!
Okay, I do agree with you to a certain extent. Halo fans should explain how everything was bad, but Ward actually debunked Halo like an idiot. Just saying
examples
doesn't debunk a whole lot. You could have given a few short examples of maybe what he could say, like how his drawings are a tad bit rushed or how the music overpowered Sean's voice. But no, you don't. You just continue on without giving any examples of what he could say.
That's fair. Maybe I could have helped him out, but why would I have to? He's the presenter. I shouldn't be doing everything for him, especially if it's as clear as day that I even said, why didn't you explain? Is there more to say?
No, that's wrong! While that is great that you think Halo fans should have provided the content, and that is a burden for you to do it for him, but you know what? Saying that also fucks you over! Let me use myself as an example. In my video on that 7th Bloody Dragon, I went on about how Dragon didn't provide any substance to his claim about how Mr. Enter was using autism to justify his mistakes. And I made the point of, why am I doing the work when Dragon could have? But you know what the big difference is between you and I? I actually gave the context. While looking back, it was a little weird that I went on about how I shouldn't do the work for Dragon, while actually doing the work for Dragon, but I was still proving that he could have brought that to the table, since him not doing so made it look like he was a lazy, lying hell. But that wasn't the only reason why I looked for those examples. No. The other reason, and one that I forgot to mention in that video, but shut up, was that I knew by watching my commentary, my viewers would also be watching Dragon's commentary. You see, even if I called him out on him not showing proof, my viewers would still be lost because the proof still wouldn't even be there. This is the point I'm trying to make. You can call out people for not providing examples, further elaborating their points, you know, all that jazz. But when you refuse to do that yourself, your viewers would be just as lost as they would be when watching Halo fans' video. In fact, your justification of, well, he's the presenter, he should have to provide examples, so I shouldn't, is actually pretty fucking ironic because according to your statement, that also means that you are a presenter, so you should be providing the content as well. By doing commentaries on commentaries, there is no the presenter. You're all presenters. I'm a presenter. So you want to preach about how the presenter should do their jobs? How about you speak for yourself?
I pretty much summed everything up, but just like you said before, maybe I could have helped him out a bit.
Oh, okay. Let's just immediately take back the point you just fucking made. Suck a truck and then fuck that very same truck. Damn, Post-Ty, back at it again with the shit you could have checked in your script, you stubby fuckmouth. I want to knock this out of the park right now just in case I end up getting a comment or two about it. If you want to argue that Sonic Ward taking back his point meant that my last interjection was unneeded, forget about it. Because not only does that not mean anything I said was inherently wrong, but you can also make the argument that him not doing so made him look even worse because he couldn't have structured that point to save his dick. So checkmate, atheists!
Even if your video is better than Halo fans' video, don't worry, I'll be calling him by his current name in a minute. But this video has some cracks in there. You're saying that the music I chose for the intro is bad, not knowing it's subjective. Tried to debunk a point, but a point was never stated. The point about the audio balancing that I skipped over was something I do agree with. And last but not least, make sure you do some more research before tackling my co-op video. I'm not saying the research you did wasn't good. In fact, you really put some effort into your video, and I like that. But maybe you could have did, you know, a little bit more research just to nail some of those other points better.
Yet again, this might be just a me thing, but if your final thoughts is only going to consist of you repeating the same issues that you already brought up, then at that point you might as well not even have final thoughts. Let me put it like this. You know how recapping and countdowns is a sin because of pointless filler? Yeah. Now their portion on Halo Fan has less bad points than their portion on Obscurian, but there's a handful of issues I still need to bring up.
Anyways, guys, I'm gonna be skipping this intro skit because this intro skit goes on for way too long. So, yeah.
Awesomeness45, what was the point of saying that you're gonna skip if you only skipped a tiny bit, and then you decide to skip until the intro card starts? You could have said that you were skipping a little bit, or you could have done this.
Cool, but the problems with that are, 1. Skipping is more beneficial to removing as much fluff from a commentary as possible. 2. If the content in question doesn't matter to the overall commentary, then why even play it at all? And 3. Even if it does matter, speeding it up like this would only make it harder for the viewers to understand what is even happening.
See? That is much better, and it would make the video feel much more quick.
Oh, so that segment or whatever that you did, it's way too long, and it comes to the point where I literally want to commit suicide.
I guess it's time to show your true feelings about the transition.
I do gotta admit, that way is a cool transition effect. That is way awesome. I gotta give credit whoever made that transition effect. That disinfects awesome. By the way, that disinfect needs some guy 22 too.
And before you say, this was a joke video, there's another response video stated that you actually liked our commentary.
So overall, you two guys did a good commentary.
You never once said that our transitions was too slow. You haven't critiqued us one bit. Okay, except for that one part where you actually said that our, skit was too slow. But, that was just a nitpick though.
Alright, let me just check the clock here and, oh, would you look at that? It's 1/2 I'm so fucking mad! First of all, I love how you don't show the dates on either of Halo fans' other 2 videos on you. So not only would I not know which video came before which, I wouldn't even tell if the first clip you showed was even a joke video with what little context you provided. And that's not even getting into what video he does or doesn't stand by anymore. What also doesn't help is that the Awesomeness45 channel has since been deleted, and I can't find mirrors or any information anywhere about these videos. Now you would think that this isn't Sonic Ward's fault, but it actually makes it even worse since now I can't check. And even if the Awesomeness45 channel was still up, that still brings the issue that I would have to check to see not only which videos were uploaded when, but also if the first clip was even a joke video. Hey Sonic Ward, you're the presenter, so you provide my sweet context. Second of all, even with the clips you show us, I still don't get the impression on how Halo fan truly feels about your transition. In the video you're covering, he was going on about how your transition was too long, and in your first example, he was going on about how much he likes the background effect. I'm pretty sure you can like the effect itself, but not how long it lasts, man! Which brings me to third of all. Why is your second clip even there? All it said was that he liked your commentary. It had nothing to do with your transition. Unless there actually was something there about your transition, but again, you don't show any context about that part, and now I can't check to see if it holds any legitimacy. Fourth of all, I love that last bit.
You haven't critiqued us one bit. Okay, except for that one part where you actually said that our, skit was too slow, but, that was just a nitpick though.
The sweet implications, such as implying that nitpicks are automatically wrong or even worthless, implying that his critique nullified your previous statement about how he hasn't critiqued you at all, and my favorite, not implying that the video you're covering only just now started. And fucking fifth of all, I know I skipped this part, but let's go back to just before you both commentate on Halo fans' video.
Well, Awesomeness45 actually unlisted and disowned the video. Why? Well, it's because I sent a comment telling him what my problems with the video was. It's a good thing me and Sonic Ward actually downloaded the video.
I really hope I'm not reading this right, because if I am, then this means that you're using videos that we don't know if they mean anything to show someone how truly feels about a fucking transition effect against a video that he fucking disowned. Didn't it cross either of your minds that all this comes off as you making this commentary just to make this fucking commentary? You don't really get into why you're covering a video he disowned, and even if you did, that doesn't change the fact that this is still a really idiotic and kind of a scumfuck tactic overall, don't you think? Don't get me wrong, you can cover disowned videos as long as you have more significant points to make and or make it entertaining. But what Sonic Ward here is doing is essentially trying to expose Halo fan for shit that nobody fucking knows is actually true. Again, I really and truly hope you didn't intend for this to happen, and if you didn't, I'll go easier on you. But when you look like you're crossing a line in one of the fuckiest ways I've ever covered in a commentary, only trailing behind the likes of Zenith's obvious harassment towards the people that covered Kablam Bandicoot 64, and Conqueror fucking 9 telling Kai not to throw a bitch fit because she's being put under blast, you better know this shit is absolutely fucked.
This intro music doesn't seem fitting. Hold on, let me fix that.
No.
Now that is so much better. But although I still gotta complain about it still. The reason I did that because your music was just a big crap. Your intros, your pictures that you showed is going by slowly. And same goes with text and transition effects. It goes by a bit slow. Can you please fix that next time?
First, the intro music was supposed to sync in with the intro card. I was going for that type of style.
Yeah, implying that he was even alluding to that, but hey, remember this?
I would also like to state that Sean and I are not trying to damage control this co-op. We simply saw a bad commentary on it and decided to commentate on it.
Right, so when am I supposed to be convinced? Yeah.
Why are you playing music in the background? You do realize that some of the context will be lost, right?
First of all, that's not even the background, that's right in our goddamn faces. Secondly, because fixing it would be too hard. Fine, I'll do it. Actually, you know what? Nah, fuck this. I tried to muster through the rest of the video, and everything else I got were either decent points, them repeating themselves, or points that would only have me repeating myself. Oh, and also, the most confusing fucking outro to a commentary I've ever seen! First of all, Sonic Ward puts on this really sad persona.
Yeah! You just wasted my time!
This comes from the magical place of fuck all land. I'm being serious. You can check the original goddamn video and see for yourself. This is piggybacking off a one-liner in a somewhat irritated tone. If that was intended, then that is some fucking mood whiplash if I've ever seen any. Then, when his final thoughts are done, Sean has a line. Now, despite the acting being reminiscent to a bad anime dub actor on Melatonin, what would your first instinct be if your friend is a sad? You try to confront them, right?
I can say other things that Supersonic Ward didn't really bring up, but he basically brought up every problem, so I'm going to have my final thoughts be associated with Supersonic Ward's final thoughts.
As if Sonic Ward wasn't even fucking sad at all. And then, Sonic Ward is getting his shit together, that's good. Hopefully Sean only supports him then, right?
I hope to God that this video is much better. Anyways, so this is Sean S, and I'm signing out, and I'm not really sure which video I should release next.
He just fucks off! Oh! And then he does the goddamn—
Anyway, this is Supersonic War 15 saying, keep running.
Don't tell me what the fuck to do! I can sit on my ass all I fucking like! So yeah, this video wasn't that good. I would have final thoughts, but everything I wanted to say was already said. I know I got pretty heckin' mad in this video, but it makes things that much more interesting. Alright, I'm done. I'm fucking done! I'm gonna go back to looking at Hanukkah pictures and contemplating why the fuck I do things in the first place. And before anyone asks, you're not gonna get a continuation to this mess of a story arc I tried to do. You expect me to be a funny man every second? Comedy is fucking hard, so how about you fuck?
I think I had that stunt double / plushie / character from a completely different series that no one watches.
What the fuck, Boon?
Huh. Haven't had the character show up with theme music in a while.
You blew up fuck!
What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, come on, you know exactly which fuck I'm talking about.
Why do I feel like this is the beginning of a Who's on First joke?
Nah, who's the building down the road? We're talking about fuck.
Is that the jail?
Of course it's the jail! You clearly didn't read the establishing shot text.
Oh, right. That. Yeah, I didn't do that. It was a weird Five Nights at Freddy's prop with sentience.
Who? They from Snake's Revenge?
I've never heard of that FNAF game.
I don't blame you. It's obscure.
Right, so where were we?
I forget.
Oh.
Want to do a co-op?
Sure.
Oh, that shit!
Wow, you have weird kinks.
Hey man! Play that beat!
I spit hot fire, call me Ryoichi. I spit hot fire, call me Ryoichi. I spit hot fire, call me Ryoichi. I spit hot fire. I spit hot fire.
And that's how you a fucking intro.
Okay, cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to—
Shut the fuck up.
But context!
Jonah Smith, Sonic Ward, and Clown Dude covering some anime weeb shit. I don't fucking know. Let's go!
That a Mario Brothers?
Hell, fucking yeah, it is.
Mario Brothers!
Where am I?
Where in the world? Ugh, this basement stinks.
Like you're fucking acting, bitch!
And presenting our commentary today with Jonah Smith, featuring Rainbow Dash and Patrick Star!
Look, I'm not normally one to go there, like, this quick, but seriously, you guys somehow make Tommy Wiseau look like Leonardo fucking DiCaprio.
I don't even like DeLoreans!
I see you two have woken up. Welcome to my weed palace.
Smoke, weed, every day.
My name is Jonah Smith, or as I like to call myself, the Chaos King.
Oh, bitch, please! How the fuck you gonna call yourself Chaos King? My last name is Chaos, motherfucking ass bitch, chain fuck! Oh, right, I almost forgot. Silver, remind me to call this my 1,000 subscriber special, because as we all know, making a video that's normally what you do and happens to be released at some point after you hit a subscriber threshold totally counts as a special in relation to that threshold.
I mean, don't get me wrong, this would be fine if you said something in the video about you reaching 50 subscribers.
Which, low-key, isn't really worth celebrating. Come on, dude.
But, I mean, you don't. On that note, Chaos King. Really? Well, let me paint a scenario. Chaos King and Chaos Key walk into the Chaos Theater. Fucking blows up, the end.
That's morbid! And also Boonkin and 33 with different characters, you fucking rip-off.
Well, I mean, stick with what you know.
Now bow.
Dang, today's gonna be crazy, huh?
Holy shit, they really are on weed.
Dude. Totally in my zone right now.
You ran him into a zone!
Buy my shirts.
A basement in Eastern Europe? Maybe Bulgaria because, oh boy, it stinks like fermenting milk and, ugh, sweat!
No, you're just in a basement, where you'll be forced to live your pitiful little lives. Well, unless you do me a favor, that is.
How about you let us go and I won't whoop your ass?
Did you seriously just censor the word ass? Ass!
Ass.
Not now, Doodle!
Oh, I'm sorry, my little commentator, but that's just impossible. I'm immortal. Another one tried earlier, but he failed.
Wow, I never thought I'd encounter someone so incompetent at telling a story that I find a major logical inconsistency within the first minute of the story. So, when did Clown Dude threaten to kill you exactly? Yeah, he said he was gonna whip your ass. But newsflash, you don't have to die in order to get your ass kicked. You just have to get your ass kicked. I mean, you do realize that death and losing a fight are two different things, right? Or have you not actually watched the anime? You're pulling your ass. I was gonna say Avatar there. The one you're pulling your avatar from.
Not just that, but considering, Jonah, that this is being hosted on your channel, meaning that people are going to primarily see you on your channel, that means that you are, for all intents and purposes, the main character of the story. And making yourself immortal and, judging from how you delivered this line, all-powerful, really doesn't work in a storytelling sense. There are ways to make it work, mind you, but the way you deliver your line and play this 100% straight comes off as, well, a Gary Stew. Maybe that was the intention a la One Punch Man, but again, you're playing this straight. One Punch Man works because, well, it doesn't play it straight. I mean, motherfucker's bald. You gonna take him seriously?
Is this Highlander? There can be only one!
Okay, I'm confused. Why did you capture us?
I need one of you to join me for a little job. You'll be rewarded handsomely. You'll be able to keep your lives.
I don't really kill people, but I guess I have no choice.
Who said anything about killing?
You did. Just now. Concerning you, killing them. I hate...
Alright, that's going down. Sonic Ward, you kinda just became okay with the idea of murder after mentioning not killing anyone. Fuck, I didn't think Sean fucked you over that bad.
Ayo, Silver, you ever murdered a bitch before?
Well, no, but I'd be willing if I had to.
Who said anything about fucking killing anyone, you stupid nit?
You have a vagina!
We're going after a target named Goku T23. He made a particularly bad video on his top 10 most hated anime characters, and obviously was pretty bad. Well, since it's a video on anime, I might as well switch up your two avatars real quick.
So long as it's not Love Life shit, I'm okay with it.
Oh, how I wish I had now. You tick me off so much. But here's something a little different.
I'm a pony? Yay!
My Little Pony? That's my favorite fucking anime!
I'm just gonna call this out now because I want to speed this thing along to give myself plenty of time after this to crawl in the hole and die. You're using an anime avatar, and you changed Sonic Ward into an anime avatar. So why does Clown Dude have an MLP avatar instead? You may as well just left him as Patrick Star in that case, because I'm not sure if you noticed, but MLT doesn't use the style associated with Japanese animation, nor is it actually Japanese in and of itself. This could work too! Change Sonic Ward first to establish the Naruto character pattern, and then have Clown Dude expect similar treatment only to get a pony instead. It would have almost been funny. Also, Silver, we all know that NCIS is the superior anime.
You've never seen Law & Order.
I don't know what Law & Order is! How the fuck did you get here?
Odd. Most people be cringing by now.
So let me guess. I'll be Hinata? Lucky guess.
Huh. You wish I was making you the best female Naruto character.
No! I hate Sakura! I want to be Hinata!
Guys, I'm so angry at the fact that my avatar is Yoon from Street Fighter right now, you have no idea. Choke on vomit!
I'm the best waifu on the Disney Channel!
Okay, are we not going to address these random people showing up out of nowhere?
Probably best not to think too hard about it.
Did somebody say out of nowhere?
Anyway, this skit's gone on for long enough, so cue the intro and let's delve straight into chaos.
Straight into your mom's vagina.
Straight into chaos! I'm so intimidating!
Okay, before I let Silver infect my channel with CinemaSins, because holy fuck do you deserve it so hard right now? Quotation mark. That's not. It's not.
Let's fucking roll. Comment those avatar sets all have backgrounds behind them. Pick some PNGs that don't have backgrounds and it won't look like ass. Ah, wait. Shit. Ass. Your syncing is shit. Like, Skeleton Nation did a better job syncing in his first fucking commentary. Feels like you add in avatar images at random rather than in time with the music, and it's distracting as hell. Outline your text. Clouded's name is shown on the second avatar picture showing up, but then disappears when his third one shows up. Grade A image editing there. The intro music is shown before Sonic Word is introduced, because that makes sense, I think, right? The music fades out before the intro does. Fucking cool, I guess. The aforementioned apostrophe.
Okay, I was kind of joking about the whole CinemaSins thing. Silver, I hate you for making me edit this shit. Fuck you with a spoon. Goddamn piece of shit.
Who are the top 10 most hated and annoying anime characters that you don't like of all time?
Okay, can I laugh for a second of how stupid this wording is? Top 10 most hated and annoying anime characters who I don't like? This is so redundant. You could have easily made it top 10 anime characters I don't like and leave it at that.
First of all, he said you don't like them, which kind of creates its own problems, but what the fuck ever. But yeah, sure, okay, you might have a point if he actually named the video that way. He's describing the concept of hating a character, dude bro man guy person. There's gonna be a bit of redundancy there. To just say, these are 10 characters I don't like, pizza sandwich, let's do it, would be a far less engaging way to introduce the video.
Not just that, but it's not that redundant. Another thing, hated and annoying are two different things. Yeah, someone can annoy you and that's an effective reason to hate them, but you can hate someone for reasons other than annoyance. For instance, scrambled eggs. I hate scrambled eggs. Not because they annoy me, but because I fucking vomit every time I eat them. Get the picture?
I wish I didn't get the picture.
I wish I didn't get the eggs.
Grateful Buster from Fairy Tail. I honestly don't like Gray. Like, my opinion, he pisses me off. He's like the worst character in Fairy Tail. This guy's a bit too cocky, and it's because of this idiot, poor Ur had to die. But when it comes down to it, I'm not a fan of Gray. Like, don't get me wrong, he is pretty strong. You know, he's pretty skillful. He's good at what he's doing with his ice make and all that. But I just don't like his characteristic, his personality. It's just not my thing. It's the reason why he's inside this list. And now we found out Natsu's END, so I'm wondering what will be Gray's reaction. Will Gray accept the fact that his best friend's END, or is he going to go turn against his best friend? If Gray goes and turns against his best friend, then I'm going to definitely make Gray go higher in this list. But until then, he is placed right here.
Okay, how is Gray cocky? Who is poor Or, and why should we care that poor Or is dead? In the words of the nostalgia critic, explain!
Stop screaming, please. Not because it hurts my ears. You're just bad at it.
Were you not paying attention to him bringing up just fucking now that Gray's the reason this character died? Yeah, that explains a lot of the shit he doesn't like, now doesn't it? As for him saying that the cocky attitude wasn't his thing, not only do I really not like it when someone asks for evidence of not liking a fucking personality trait, put 2 and 2 together. Gray was responsible for getting someone killed, and Go-Cut is calling him cocky. Why do you think that he got someone killed?
Also, here's something that'll come back to bite him in the ass. Not explaining terms. What does D&D mean? Dicks and ducks? It's so vague, and if I have to look it up, then you're not doing your job as a presenter right.
Dungeons and Dragons.
What he actually said was the END. Look, yeah, he could have enunciated that better, but just to clarify, that's the END. There's plenty of fucking reason why Natsu being the END is relevant. Thanks for the spoiler warning, by the way, you giant gaggle of chuckle fucks. Which basically comes down to you complaining about someone talking about an anime you haven't watched because you don't know the terminology. He explained enough to give you the concept of why he doesn't like the character. You don't need to know what color his ball hair is.
Also, whoever the editor is, look, the way you're popping the image to accentuate Clown Dude's word, it's actually hurting my eyes. Popping the image like this requires you to zoom in on the image, then only zoom out a tiny bit just after. It looks cleaner and you still get the desired effect, but you're only zooming in and then quickly restoring the image, which, again, looks painful.
Doesn't help that you do this with the fucking white-ass horse, you fucking fucklechuck.
Fucklechuck? Really? So you have just enough shame to not have any shame at all then?
Lick my butt!
No, Connor, you said E and D, and don't ask me what that is. That's a major plot point in Fairy Tail, and he basically spoiled it to his audience.
Oh, but, you know, you didn't.
Right, remember what I was saying about a spoiler warning? Yeah, that's on you here too, buddy. And since you just said it's a spoiler, you literally gave the warning you needed in order to properly explain it with a far lower risk of anyone who doesn't want Fairy Tail spoiled getting it spoiled for them. And you know what you still refuse to do? Explain it. And you know what the worst part is about all that? You let Clown Dude get onto him for not explaining things, only completely negate everything your co-op partner said by explaining the exact reason why he would not elaborate further. You guys should probably work on your points being more coherent with each other if you're ever gonna do this shit again.
Or you could just, you know, have this in anyway and blame your co-op partner in a later video. Think I forgot yo shit, Sonic Wild?
Few problems with this section here. First, you're assuming that everybody's going to know what you're talking about, when I'm betting a lot of your viewers haven't read Fairy Tail. Second, your footage. You talk off about Ord dying, and yet don't show any footage of that happening. Is it that hard to find Fairy Tail footage online? Really?
Wait, so you're getting onto him as well for not giving overt spoilers? When you just got onto him for giving overt spoilers? And then ask him to show more overt spoilers, thus making it harder for someone to skim through the video to his number 9 segment without getting spoiled? Yeah, he does tell you the name of the anime at the beginning of the segment, so hear me out here. So let's say I'm watching the video, and I'm not sure whether there are spoilers or not. I hear the character's name and the name of the anime at the beginning of the entry, and I go, oh wait, shit, I haven't seen this yet. Maybe I should skip this segment. So I start scrubbing through, trying to find the point where the number 10 segment ends. Oops, why not being shown this character fucking died? Yeah, adding a visual indicator of the spoiler you're complaining about actually makes the spoiler far more exposed than it otherwise would be.
Not to mention, sure, it's possible that not everyone in Gokut's fanbase have watched Fairy Tail. It is, however, unlikely, and not too damaging to the video overall. Look, Jonah, Fairy Tail's popular. Fairy Tail is really popular. Maybe not on the same level as Naruto or Dragon Ball, but to give you some perspective, IMDb gives Fairy Tail a collective score of 8.2 out of 13,372 votes, with 40% of them being a perfect 10. Not only that, but let's look at another website, MyAnimeList. MyAnimeList's most popular anime, to give perspective, is Death Note, which has 1,164,722 people who have it listed as their favorite anime. Fairy Tail is listed as number 18, with 667,579 members. Basically,
yeah, it's fucking popular.
As a guy who barely knows about Gary or the anime itself, you really didn't explain why it's a bad thing for him to turn against his friend.
You don't explain why him betraying his friend is a bad thing. You know, as if betrayal isn't typically a bad thing. I don't know, how appropriate is it that Sonic Ward is saying this?
Hey guys, I just want to apologize for the whole trying to break your back thing. That was rude of me, and I didn't have my coffee, and I guess betraying you was a really bad thing to do.
Not according to that hoe over there!
Well, in that case...
No, stop! That was a joke! Ah!
Look, man, all I'm saying is I'll stop with the jokes once they stop being funny, you feel me?
My anus is bleeding!
You know, I haven't done anything yet, right?
Yeah, he'll figure that out next interjection. Give him time.
I'm just confused in the dark.
Of course you're in a dark, Ward. You're in a basement, where nobody can possibly find you.
But there's a light fixture in the basement! It's right behind you!
This is a situation in which black borders would actually matter for the narrative of your video. I want to die.
Oh, so it's cool when you want to die?
Yes! Did somebody say...
We got Blackbeard.
And of course there's a black character on this list. You racist filth! I will feed you to the snake. Oh, wait.
That joke was terrible. Here's a black loaf of bread. This is the joke you were supposed to make. Jump off a tree and execute a proper 3-point landing before running into the house and pouring a glass of milk only to realize that it's not past the expiration date whatsoever, but then spill a singular fucking drop when you stub your toe in hell!
Your joke is shit.
This guy really pissed me off. He's the one reason why Fire Fist Ace has died. He first betrays Whitebeard's pirate, and then he goes and captures Ace.
I'm sorry, but who's Ace? Is he an important character to the series?
Luffy's goddamn older brother! Thanks for making me actually use my spoiler warning!
Fucking both of you!
Alright, now's probably good. Jonah, and basically any low-tier commentator watching this, because I'm seeing this problem happen a lot recently, a message.
Explain more is not in of itself enough to warrant a fucking commentary.
Why exactly does Go-Cut need to explain who Ace is? All you need to know is that he betrayed someone called Wonder Bread, who we can assume is probably more important because his betrayal was mentioned, and he killed Ace, who must also be important to the story because Go-Cut at least mentioned him. You want to do this point right? Look, an example. If Go-Cut said something like, "Ugh, I hate Black Bread because he's bad and evil and bad and stuff," then yeah, you'd have a point, because he's not going into detail as to why he hates him. But here, you're asking for a goddamn plot synopsis when that shouldn't be necessary.
Small reminder, by the way, you're doing this after getting onto him for giving spoilers. How the fuck can he go into detail without giving spoilers, you chucklefuck of the most extreme variant of chucklefuckery known in all of chucklefuckdom? I think I'm running that into the ground a bit.
Aw, but how are you running that into the ground, Boon? You need to explain!
I thought running things into the ground was my job.
Explain! Is there a character called King in Spades?
Why does it matter that he betrayed Whitebeard's pirates? Are the Whitebeard pirates good guys or are they bad guys? Why does it matter? Explain, motherfucker!
You are so goddamn stupid if you don't understand the basic concept of who Wonder Bread's pirates are, that I could drive a truck through the crevice where your brain would go. Here's the basic gist. He's saying the fact that Black Bread betrayed Wonder Bread's pirates is something that makes him one of the most hated characters in all of anime. Now ask yourself this, and I know this is gonna take a little bit of brain power, but try to follow along. Would it be more likely that Wonder Bread's pirates are good guys or bad guys if someone betraying them makes him hateable? This is the second commentary in a row that I've done where people have no concept of context to speak of. Further elaboration is not needed here because he's telling you the exact act that causes him to hate Black Bread.
I'm hungry.
Well, we're on Namek. Bound to be some cabbage somewhere.
You mean I can cook a Cabbage Patch Kid?
And hands him over to the governors just so that he could get the rank of the warlord. And that really pisses me off. I hope Luffy could one day deck him hard. I like to see this guy be out of the show. He's a really piss off character and his personality doesn't piss off too. All we do is see him laugh there. Like, honestly, bro, you need to get decked.
So because Blackbeard laughs a lot, it makes him a terrible character. You know who else laughed a lot in One Piece? Luffy and Buggy, two of the most liked characters in the whole entire series.
Terrible and hated are not the same word. You can admit that a character is a good character while still hating the ever-loving Jesus out of them. And on top of that, his statement is indicative of a lack of emotional range from Black Bread's character, which can be really fucking annoying, as opposed to Luffy and Buggy, who do show emotional range throughout the series, even if they are more often of a jolly predisposition. And on top of that, the laughing thing? Yeah, that came after a phrase that is commonly attributed to indication that this isn't really the main point, but is something that adds to one's opinion. That phrase being, on top of that. You played all of his main reasoning, while barely addressing any of it as either positive or negative. So I would think that you'd pay enough attention to know that the 3 seconds at the end of him talking about how he laughs constantly isn't even a central complaint, and therefore bringing up other characters that also laugh a lot in no way addresses why his hatred of Black Bread is based on false information, which is what you're supposed to be doing right now!
We got Scythe Master from Phantom, Queen for the Phantom. This guy is another piss-off character. All he does is let you start fight. This guy is an old man who pretty much captures new people and he brainwashes them to join his side so he could pretty much use them as his pawn, as they call him Master. He turns them into Phantom. He tried to do that with Reiji and Eren, but they broke through it as they were trying to run away from Inferno, but this guy went and captured Cal. What made me hate him the most is because of him, Cal died. If he wasn't such an active guy, Cal would have been alive, but he had to go and brainwash Cal, which really pissed me off about him.
So he brainwashes people so they can join his side, and he makes people fight. Isn't that what a villain is supposed to do? Get people on their side and make people fight? It just means he's a good villain.
Because no one is ever allowed to hate a villain, right?
Well, I don't hate villains.
You are a villain.
Details.
Seriously, did we just collectively forget what the video is called? I mean, the footage you showed hasn't said that Scythe Master is a bad character from a narrative standpoint. He just doesn't like him. He wouldn't go to a bar and get a drink with him. That's kind of fair to hate a character for that. It's not even disorganized because the other characters were also despicable who were on the list for being despicable. It's like me hating someone like, let's say, Emperor Frieza.
Wow, isn't that appropriate?
I think Frieza is one of the most evil tyrants in the galaxy whose maliciousness knows no bounds. He's an extremely effective villain who I'm supposed to hate, and therefore, I do. That's probably the same case with Go-Cut over here. Fucking Orochimaru ripoff?
Silver, you clearly do not understand how Orochimaru's immortality works. Let me explain. Did somebody say Orochimaru ripoff?
Also, why does it matter that another unknown character died?
Holy shit, someone died!
Who cares?
I mean, I killed that homeless guy in the Wendy's parking lot. Nobody seemed to care.
There's a Wendy's on Namek?!
So because he made people fight, that makes him bad. Okay then, I guess Obama and every other president we've had is bad because they made people go to war. Boo you guys, you suck.
Right. Every president goes to war. All of them. And they do nothing but go to war. And their only fucking job is to go to war. Eat a Namekian cactus.
We got Noritora from Bleach. This man honestly needs to get laid. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Poor Nelia, for no reason, with all his passion and guts. Like, just because she's a female, she's stronger, he thinks that girl shouldn't be any stronger. And that guy's only the one that's strong. And because of that hatred, he tried to do everything he can to kill Nelia. He even managed to break her skull and make her transform to a kid. And he still continues to hate her. And seeing that just mainly got me pissed off. And I was really happy when Kenpachi came and fought him. Kenpachi really decked the crap out of him, and he made him learn some lesson as he killed him. Like, honestly, Naruto needs to get laid.
Okay, this isn't a problem with your point, it's more your presentation. First, I notice you like to speak a lot, and that's fine. That can be a problem when you want to get a point across. I swear the first time I heard this, I thought you said you wanted to hear him get laid.
Which, that is actually what he said, so, you know, this confusion doesn't exist. Cool. Awesome.
I'm sorry. What? I thought you want the bad guy to suffer. Also, can you think of any other word to use besides deck? You're becoming as dumb as the clown behind me.
All this Wendy's has is fucking cabbage! Also, what the fuck is wrong with Deck? You want a fucking duel?!
He doesn't even say the word that often. I've literally said the word chucklefuck more often in this commentary already than he's said the word deck.
Go! Blue Peeps Whitey Dragon!
The Blue Peeps Honky Dragon!
Blue Peeps Ultimate Honky Tonky Dragonky!
So, what was the point of that exactly?
I'm Randy Orton.
Why, you ugly gem-ass motherfucking Junko and Ashima looking Danganronpa bullshit looking trash can motherfucker!
You can tell how angry I am because they had to censor some of the words that I say. What an asshole.
You horse-fucking, Luna-licking, conclusion-jumping, dumb-cucking, ace-attorney-looking, fidget-spinning, exposure-paying, useless ass knight of fucking Canterlot! Sit down and leave the one-liners to me!
You chucklefuck.
I will!
Wait, I haven't used Junko yet. How do you know about that?
I can read minds.
Okay then, what's Ward thinking of right now?
Rape!
Did somebody say, okay, wow, no, we are not going there.
We got Yamazaki. Now, the reason why I hate this character is because, yeah, right, you're perverted, you make the show funny, but stop being Saito. Each time Sato and Misaki hangs out, he always comes out of nowhere to ruin the moment. He's always there, and he's saying, oh, you're not gonna leave my side, Sato, we have to finish this game, and whenever they're about to do something, he comes, and because of Yamazaki, Sato pretty much starts to not love Misaki. Otherwise, he had a big love for her, a huge heart for her, but then later on, Yamasaki started putting his head in, oh, you shouldn't trust girls are like that, but yet this idiot likes girls himself, so he's trying to pretty much play with Sato's head. It's the reason why I really don't like this guy.
Damn, he's essentially saying character development is bad. Spurku T, if we didn't have developed characters, they'd be flat characters. Hence, we'd have a boring story with boring flat characters.
Because, you know, it's not possible that he didn't like the way in which Yamazaki's character developed, or even that his first impression of the character left a bad taste in his mouth. Nope, he's saying that he didn't like the character development in one instance, so therefore it applies to all instances of character development.
Painful memories of the co-op. You guys are committing a straw man so hard that honestly, there's just a giant field of straw outside your basement, you fucking hikikomoris. You've been shoving words into this guy's mouth saying, so you hate him for this then? When no, that's not the case. And you'd catch that if you just paid attention. How about instead of arguing that he's saying something in particular, as in strawmanning, you actually touch on the reasons? Please.
Can I nitpick here? You're talking so fast that you make Porky the Pig sound decent.
Well, that was brief. Hey, look, another Dragon Ball reference.
Oh, so you want to complain about him talking fast, do you? You can't understand him because of his speed? First of all, Porky Pig stutters. It's not how fast he talks. Your comparison is completely null and void. And second, Silver, drop a beat.
No.
Oh.
I'll leave.
We got Danzo. He's the main reason why he forced Itachi to kill the entire Uchiha clan. On top of that, he goes and steals every Uchiha's eyes. This guy needs to get decked, and it's a good thing Sasuke killed him. Sasuke handled him good, and he did all that just so he could become the Hokage. Like, honestly, bro, chill. The hell's your problem? And not just me, I'm pretty sure everybody hates Danzo. This guy is a big piss off.
Can you guys take over this real quick? I was going to comment on this, but I'm overwhelmed by stupidity. I'm just gonna lie down in the corner right here. Don't try to escape. You'll still die.
Oh man, you certainly sound in pain. Man, just look at you. You're in so much fucking wow. This guy must really be fucking stupid. Holy fuck nuggets, call the paramedicals.
I am in excruciating pain! Someone please call 911 before I die!
Joke's on you, I'm already dead inside.
Does everyone in Boon Canon have some kind of depressing backstory that I don't know about?
Do you?
Dude, are you stupid? Danzo is pretty much doing his job. Are you saying that we don't need bad guys in Naruto? This guy must be crazy or something.
On that note, imagine Naruto if Danzo never exists.
No! You left! Stay gone! Bad dog! Shame on you!
Would Sasuke have any reason to go after the Hidden Leaf? The answer is no, because Danzo was basically the entire stepping stone to Sasuke's character arc.
What really got under my skin is that Goku T whatever explained what Danzo's character is, so why is he complaining?
Because he does not like him, I push my fingers into my eyes!
You missed a T in the script.
Also, he never said Danzo was bad, and we've been over this. This is why you were abandoned by your dog parents.
We got Tucker from Full Metal Alchemist.
Well, I barely know anything about this anime. Take over, clown, and try to make it metal.
Because fuck research!
Your puns make me want to punch cute small things. I'm gonna go stab an Ewok.
We're not even on Endor!
I'll kick your Endor!
Oh, that was lame.
You guys know who he is. This guy was the biggest jerk. He killed his daughter. He killed his wife. Like, he just thinks for himself. Like, you know, he's a very selfish man who only cares for himself. And he uses code, the survival of the fittest, where he thinks he's the only one who can survive because he's strong. But when it comes out to it, you can never trust this guy. He's a snake.
Another villain being a villain. Is this guy Mr. Enter 2.4?
Wake me up! Wake me up inside! Wake up! Wake me up inside!
I made this commentary more metal simply by quoting Slipknot than you did with your entire lazily edited clip. Seriously, what the fuck is this even supposed to represent? Are you spinning the room around? Why the fuck? How the fuck? What is the purpose? How does this serve the narrative?
Oh my god. The man fucking fused his dog with his fucking daughter just so he can keep his job as a fucking scientist! How is he not allowed to hate him? Not just that, but this was like the one point where you could have actually gotten onto him for not explaining something. Sure, it's a spoiler, but Fullmetal Alchemist is even more popular than Fairy Tail, and plenty of people know just what Shao Tucker did. So explaining his Chimera experiment would have strengthened his point, but nope, let's just get on to him for saying that a villain was bad just because he's a villain when he never said that. Boy, yo, I am to smarts!
We need to end this interjection now.
He's the villain! So of course, he's gonna do evil things like being a snake. Also, you showed the wrong footage! Fuck, do you make sense?
Did he? I'm confused. I've seen that scene before, and Shao is still the type of ends justifies the means kind of guy, and Goku describes him as, so Fucking... Randy, interject for me.
Well, I mean, didn't they get onto him for not showing the exact scene he's describing earlier? Could that be it? Did you just make a point? Like I always say, out of nowhere.
You have a vagina!
Sakura. Now Sakura is, you know, she's a crybaby. She pretty much doesn't care for Naruto. Naruto did everything he can to help her out, but she doesn't show one bit of feeling towards him. She's like, ah, you're my friend. Like, come on, you knew Naruto loves you. And what really pissed me off was that she tried to go and say to Naruto that she loves him just so he could stop seeking over Sasuke to get him back. Like, she pretended to play with his feelings, but Naruto was smart. He knew that she was lying, but that really pissed him off too. Like, yo, girl, what the hell are you doing? Naruto did, and there's a lot of moments between Naruto and her, but she still didn't like him. She's still into Sasuke, and all she does is cry. She says she's a crybaby too, is the reason why I really don't like Sakura, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people could relate with this topic. They do not like Sakura.
Okay, so because Sakura told Naruto to search for Sasuke, it makes her bad. Hey Ward, care to describe why this is such terrible logic?
I feel that you don't understand why that had to happen. She was trying to make Naruto stop chasing after Sasuke because Naruto has been chasing after him for a very long time. So what you're saying is that Sakura can't stop Naruto from being an idiot? Sakura was trying to take the responsibilities and move on from Sasuke, and she was trying to get Naruto into doing the same thing.
Holy shit, you actually explain what the problem with this point is!
And here I thought miracles couldn't happen. I knew it. We found it. The Rainbow Connection. The lovers. The dreamers. And me.
This video may have hope after all! That'll probably get dashed in a few seconds. Yeah, probably.
So Sakura's a crybaby, you say? And you say we're showing footage of Sakura fighting Sasori, one of the strongest members in the Naruto continuity. I don't see her crying, I see her smiling or taking a blade to the gut.
Which is something that's actually not showing in his footage, so what the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, you can still kick a villain's ass and be a crybaby at the same time. Crybaby doesn't mean physically weak. It means frequent crier, please acquire tissues.
And she's one of the strongest members of Naruto's team, you say? Interesting fascination. Is that why she's practically useless after the Gara retrieval arc? And before the Gara retrieval arc? Now, of course, you don't need to be a strong character to be an interesting character, and a character who is, as Goku put it, a crybaby, can still have a lot of depth to them if they're presented correctly. But that certainly doesn't mean that these aren't traits that can make someone hate a character. Allow me to provide an example in Sakura's case. My personal opinion is that Sakura is kind of a whiny brat that basically gets handed the little bit of power that she does obtain, rather than having to work for it like most of the other characters do. That being said, the emotional significance of a couple of scenes in the Chunin exam arc stand out to me. The first is the famous haircutting scene, which I know most people treat as a joke, but it does a good job of providing a visual representation of her letting go of her vanity, even if only a little bit. The second is her fight with Ino, because it showed that, at the very least at the Chunin exam level, she was capable of at least holding her own. Note how I like these two developments in the character, and yet I still dislike the character overall. Funny, it's almost like Goku's list is about the same thing.
I mean, I would have been fine with this if you had been talking about pre-Shippuden Naruto, but no, you're focusing on Shippuden in general.
I might hate Sakura, but even I know she could take care of herself. Most of the time.
First off, he said Sakura from Naruto when he was clearly mentioning Sakura in general. The footage he gathered might have been from Shippuden, and yeah, I agree it would have made his point stronger if he gathered footage of Sakura in tears, be it from Shippuden or otherwise. But if he wanted to specify Shippuden, he would have noted that in his number mark. Second, there are moments in Shippuden where Sakura cries. What about when Naruto is in his four-tail form fighting Orochimaru and losing control of himself? I remember her crying there. What about when she's confessing to Naruto to get him to stop chasing Sasuke? A scene you bring up earlier! Hell, what about moments when she's not necessarily crying, but is clearly extremely forlorn and sad? Yeah, Sakura is less sad in Shippuden than in the original Naruto, but that's kind of to be expected. It doesn't mean she's flat out not a crybaby, it just means she's kind of less of one.
Can I be Hinata now?
No, now quit asking or else.
Or else what?
Nothing really. Just be forced to listen to one of Ryan's mixtapes.
You wouldn't dare!
God, Jonah, have a heart.
Mr. Smith, you have no idea what true torture is! Prepare for the goddamn atomic bomb!
I would dare. Do you really want to risk that?
I don't want to make you mad. Considering the fact that you can change my avatar, I'll be on the safe side.
Wow, okay, the narrative problems are back. So he already threatened you. and you still felt the need to come up with a different reason to feel threatened by him? Way to take the teeth out of the way he was already planning on torturing you. Fucking ass.
We got Pan from Dragon Ball GT. I really don't like this girl. She is the most annoyingest character I have ever seen inside the Dragon Ball series. Like, Chi-Chi must be inside of this, but after seeing someone like Pan, she deserves to be in this list, not Chi-Chi, because she is just so annoying, and on top of that, she has a lot of attitude towards her own grandpa. Like, come on. Just because Goku's a kid, it doesn't mean you should show your grandpa attitude. On top of that, she's just such a piss-off character. Her voice is very annoying too, and a lot of people out there will agree with me that Pan is by far the most annoyingest character. The reason why I really don't like her is the reason why she's inside this list.
Okay, you do know Pan is a kid, right? So of course, she'll show attitude and be annoying. Kids do show attitude when they think they're right. Also, why not show footage where she's being annoying?
He is mother fuck.
Yeah, having actually watched GT, this is the part where you all feel sorry for me, I can honestly say that every scene he's showing is Pan having an attitude with her grandfather and or being annoying. And one of them is all of the characters being annoying.
Hey, you know what would be more annoying? Having random side characters show up out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing it this time. Go fuck yourselves.
Instead, you mostly show her fight. But wait, he shows Pan talking, but the footage has no audio, so we can't tell if Pan is showing any attitude.
Silly Goku. Everybody knows Pan isn't the worst female character. That would be Chaozu.
He's so bad that one of his moves can actually kill himself.
Silver?
Man, it's not like Chaozu doesn't know how to fly, Dodonray, how to fight in general, only used as a suicide tactic as a last fucking resort!
Where'd that table come from?
My office.
The hatred you once felt is nothing compared to what I'm feeling!
Okay, putting aside how you just started doing this for your interviews, I have to ask, why are you using footage from the Naruto Storm games? It's a mixtape, yes, but it shows how little effort you put into this video. If you were any lazier, I'd be forced to paint whiskers on you and call you Garfield. Only I'd be Odie and kicking you off your moral high table.
What does it matter? It's the same character either way, and the Storm games closely follow the story of the anime. Ah!
You have a vagina!
This one gets to me every time. That is, we got Rana Lynchin from Freezing. I think she's the #1 most hated character. She really pisses me off. Why? She's not just what she is, because what she does. She's the biggest CB character of all time. Each time Kazuha and Satelliter gets together to do the baptism, she always comes and ruins it. There's one moment inside the chapter manga where Satelliter's ready to do baptism with Kazuha. Baptism is pretty much something where you let go of your body and let your partner and you share your bond by sleeping together. So she decides that Kazuha sleep with her after so long. He was ready all and she went to the shower. She comes out. You see Kazuha saying, okay, I'm upstairs. Okay, but turns out it was Rana who did actually capture Kazuha and she making Satellite after maybe just so they don't sleep together. And each time Kazuha and Satellite relationship kicks up, she comes in and goes like, oh, Kazuha, she's like, you said to her, Satellite, I like her. Yeah, she's still the like, she's like, I'm okay with what the family is. Because see the family lady, she's the one who like, I respect she's the one.
So, because she stops 2 random characters from fucking, she's the worst. Again, why should we care if the other random characters aren't explained? Also, how fucking Orwellian of you. Just because you have an opinion about a character doesn't mean that others will share that opinion.
I think you just did your own final thoughts in your own fucking commentary. In a single sentence. Good. He says during his introduction of the topic that he's expressing his own opinion on these characters and that he would like to know other people's opinions in the comments. You saying he's treating his opinion as fact is you literally putting words in his mouth. There may have been 1 or 2 points during this video where you actually say things that indicate why characters have good reasons for their actions that probably shouldn't make him hate them. Sure, but at the end of the day, most of this video is still you debunking an opinion with an opinion. This is why most countdowns do not make good commentary material, because unless they actually got information wrong, or based what they were saying on an omission of information, or had criteria that contradicted itself, something like that, then really all you can do is disagree.
Also, your outro is shit. Jonah, you're a terrible fucking psychopath. Your memes are outdated as fuck, and your roundabout was lazy. Did I miss anything?
In conclusion, I'm pretty sure Ernie's try-up on Cinematic Venom was better. My advice, get good, faggot.
How dare you! How fucking dare you! You piece of shit cock-ass motherfucker!
It's someone's time of the month.
Shut up before I destroy you too!
Oh, hey, look, it's the proof of my innocence.
What?
Oh, yeah, totally. Silver, meet the one who actually blew up fuck.
Hey, Eileen. What's from Snake's Revenge and is currently running away?
I have no data of this current being.
You will in a minute.
Does this stop my day?
Motherfucker, you get back here or I swear to Connie!